In golf, we get to see courses from all over the world that we can only dream of stepping foot on someday. Of course, you have your major venues, such as Augusta National, Pebble Beach, St. Andrews, and Pinehurst No. 2. As golfers, these places hold a special place in our hearts as we have witnessed so much history at each and every one of these courses. And while we all love major championships and the thrills that they bring each and every year, there are still a few tournaments throughout the regular season that stand out from the others. We always get to witness some drama every year in February at TPC Scottsdale. We've witnessed triumph and heartbreak on the closing stretch at TPC Sawgrass. And there's always a week of brutality displayed at Muirfield Village for Jack's event. But there's a course down in Central Florida that the king himself, Arnold Palmer, called home. As the game's greatest ambassador, there's no doubt that any course that holds a special place in Arnie's heart will also be cherished by golfers around the world as well. And it's at this cherished place that every year the Arnold Palmer Invitational is hosted, and over the years has provided some of the most dramatic finishes we've seen in our game, especially when we consider a certain someone who always seems to rise to the occasion at Bay Hill. It all started in the summer of 1991, where a 15-year-old Tiger Woods took on Bay Hill for the first time.
My expectations are usually higher than everybody else's, so I may live up to everybody else's, but I might not live up to mine, and I don't really like that.
And this is the mindset that would propel Tiger to become the youngest U.S. junior champion in the 44-year history of the event. Between the end of the 1999 season and the start of the 2000 season, Tiger would make a run of 6 straight victories. That streak including a victory in Hawaii over Ernie Els and a huge comeback victory at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. It's without being said, Tiger's game was in great shape heading into the 2000 Bay Hill Invitational. Tiger would get off to a great start, firing a 69 in round 1 and finishing with a birdie on 18 for a 64 in round 2 to go into the weekend with the lead, and now he had a great chance to claim his first win as a professional at Bay Hill. Saturday would present some tough conditions as the wind picked up, yet Tiger still managed to keep the same pace to fire a 5-under 67 in round 3. For Davis Love III, Saturday would be a whole different story as he took moving day to a different meaning. Love would chip in multiple times en route to a 9-under 63. And this Saturday charge would give us a rematch of Tiger vs. Love, as Tiger was able to defeat Love the month before in the semifinals of the match play. And unfortunately for Love, this rematch would go much the same as their previous meeting. While he had the firepower this final round, a tandem of triple and double bogeys would derail his hopes of victory. For Tiger, Sunday would be his worst round of the week as he shot a 2-under 70. While this round may have been mediocre for his standards, it would still be enough to remain on top of the leaderboard and earn his first victory as a professional at Bay Hill. Slump. This was the word surrounding Tiger entering the 2001 Bay Hill Invitational. 8 straight tournaments without a victory, and for Tiger, this was a so-called slump. But I guess whenever you're coming off 3 consecutive majors and 9 wins in the previous season, these are the expectations you asked for. With the opportunity of holding all 4 majors at the same time looming the next month, Tiger had the pressure to not only accomplish that, but also to get rid of the slump narrative surrounding him. Tiger's opening round surely didn't ease many of the slump rumors, as he made some sloppy mistakes along the way. Meanwhile, another California native and current world number 2, Phil Mickelson, was off to a great start with a first round 66 and was looking like he was eyeing Tiger's spot just above him. And after a rough start to round 2, Phil's antics would continue on the back 9 Friday with this hole-out eagle on the 12th hole. And despite Phil's continued momentum, Tiger would bounce back on Friday with a 5-under 67, even with a triple bogey. Tiger could now smell blood in the water, and with his motivation at its highest, Tiger followed his solid Friday outing with a stellar 6-under 66 on Saturday, and he was now in sole possession of the 54-hole lead. However, there was a young Spaniard who didn't want to let Tiger and Phil have all the fun. Sergio Garcia made a Saturday charge and a birdie on the 54th hole to place himself just one shot behind Tiger heading into Sunday. Chasing Tiger was a position Sergio had known all too well, as he gave Tiger a run the previous year at the PGA Championship. After a bogey start for Tiger's Sunday and a birdie on the 4th for Sergio, there was a short-lived lead for the Spaniard until Tiger returned the favor on the 4th hole. Sergio would quickly come back to earth, unfortunately, as he hit his second in the water at the par 5 6th. He then followed that with another ball on the hazard, where he tried to play that ball from. Altogether, this would amount for a triple bogey 8, and with Tiger's birdie coming soon after, this would all but eliminate Sergio from the mix. Phil would start to make a back 9 charge with birdies at 12 and 15, while Tiger was showing signs of weakness with a bogey at 11 and a sloppy wedge shot at 13. Were the whispers of a slump looming in the back of his mind? After a birdie at the par 5 16th and a par on 17, Phil would be playing the 18th hole with a one-shot lead over Tiger. The nerves may have got to Phil for a brief moment here as he tugs his tee shot into the right rough where he has no option but to lay up. Although having to play safe, Phil's patented wedge game came to his rescue as he is able to wedge it to gimme range and become the clubhouse leader at 14 under. Meanwhile, back at the 16th, Tiger has a lengthy eagle putt that he lags to tap in. And on 17, he rolls as beautiful a putt as you could ask for and just ever so slightly overreads it. This means Tiger must now play the 18th with a share of the lead. With all the pressure of not only the tournament, but also the chance to break the so-called slump, Tiger hits a low hook tee shot that fortunately stays in bounds. But now he is left with an unbelievably nervy approach with absolutely no room for error. And he does this. With Phil and Arnie on looking, could Tiger silence all the critics?
Circled if this falls.
Get in the hole!
It is over.
See a slump.
The 2001 Bay Hill Invitational would not only break the talks of a slump, but also be a Kickstarter to Tiger's campaign, as he would win the Players the following week and complete the Tiger Slam the next month at the Masters with his second green jacket. And I think it's safe to say, he silenced all the critics. Tiger's return to Bay Hill in 2002 would be smooth sailing for the first 36 holes as he built a sizable lead, only making one bogey along the way. At this point it looked for certain that we were going to see a third victory in a row for Tiger, but that would all change come Saturday as he would make a couple early bogeys, seeing his 4-shot lead dwindle down to just one by the 8th hole. Clearly struggling with his swing, Tiger would fire a 2/74 in round 3 and now needed to dial things back in if he wanted to defend his title yet again. After a slow start to the final round, Tiger would make a 15-footer for birdie on the 4th hole to regain his outright lead. We now had an all too familiar name just behind Tiger, trying to see if he could perhaps rewrite history. And although Phil gave chase to Tiger, 3 bogeys in the 14 to 17 stretch of holes would eliminate any chances he now had, and it was all up to Tiger. And he would simply be too much to handle, as he just had to play solid conservative golf coming in to hold on to his lead and claim his 3rd straight title at Bay Hill. In 2003, Tiger would simply play as anyone expected him to, with a solid 2 under 70 in his opening round. Following that round with a 7 under 65 in round 2, Tiger would play solid golf again in round 3 to set him up with a 5-shot lead over one of the best putters we've ever seen, Brad Faxon. Despite his Saturday charge, Faxon would falter in the rainy final round conditions, where Tiger would manage to make par save after par save, along with battling food poisoning and the urge to vomit throughout the round. Although the conditions were tough for Tiger in many different forms, these are the challenges that he was trained for, and he would prevail, winning the tournament by 11 shots. This victory would cap off something truly special that hasn't been done since 1930, which is winning the same event 4 consecutive years on the PGA Tour.